I ended up going to a number of cases after that, the Knight versus Alabama, Ayers v. Fordyce, which was a Supreme Court case in higher education, much like it was the Brown of higher ed. And in part because I was always interested not just in history per se, but in the ways in which it was tied to very critical educational policy questions. In the case of Ayers v. Fordyce, it was a similar question to the K-12 cases, and it was whether Mississippi had dismantled all vestiges of past discrimination. And only a historian really can answer that question. It's not a question for political scientists, it's not a question for sociologists, it's a question for historians. But it's the kind of work that I do, the kind of work that I do that really matters to me, where you answer a historical question and you answer it using traditional kinds of evidence and methods and so forth. At the same time, it does have a bearing on policy question. And it's not presentism. It's not as though you using the past or bending the past toward a particular policy that you're interested in. You really are answering the question, has the system been dismantled? And if not, you have to prove that concretely. You just can't speculate about continuation between the past and the present. You have to demonstrate what was the system like in pre-Brown and what aspects of those systems continued through the 60s, through the 70s, through the 80s and 90s into 1994 was when I was testifying. Same thing was true with the Michigan case, the affirmative action case, Gross versus Agruda. I wrote an expert opinion for the court. And the court wanted to know, and they have rules for those cases. One is that you can't speculate about society at large. So discrimination and other kinds of patterns in the society, the court would not accept as relevant to that particular case. At the same time, they don't want to know about what they call a distant past, because they want to know whether the experiences of students of color at the University of Michigan would actually were relevant to that case, which was going before the court in 2003. So I really wrote a history of Black and Latino students' experiences at the University of Michigan, roughly from the founding of Michigan, but especially from around 1970 to 2000, to bring it right up to the present and to show that the issues that were there in 1970 or even before 1970 continued past that period into the time of the case. And again, it was the kind of historical work that you document in the past, but in a way that actually informs controversies or concerns or issues, in this case, legal questions about the present. It's the same kind of thing I approach when I go to class. It's not just history for the sake of historians. It's like you got a class of students out there. They're prospective teachers. They're prospective principals. They're prospective superintendents, and they really want to know what it is that you're teaching that actually makes a difference in the work that they do, and that's what makes it really rewarding and exciting for me.